Hey, welcome to Plant Semi Therapy, and today we're going to prune and propagate the Hawaiian tea leaf plant. I have this plant growing all around my house, so this is not the first time I propagated this plant, but I don't know why I got this particular version because there's so many other beautiful versions to choose from. I used to think that the Hawaiian tea leaf was in the same family as the Dracaena, and they are, but now they're classified as a different genus. Cordyline. This is one of the tea leaf plants that I propagated in this pot about maybe 4 years ago, and it has been growing really well, but it's gotten too tall. So I'm going to prune this plant and propagate the cuttings. I'm going to cut about 2 inches above a shoot or a sprout in hopes that it'll stimulate the formation of another shoot or maybe 2 shoots to form, making the plant more fuller, more bushier. This is a closer look of the shoot or the sprout, or what is officially called an adventitious shoot, but we'll just call it a sprout. If there isn't a conveniently placed sprout, I'll just cut the stem where I think it'll look nice. And this is my Hawaiian tea leaf plant about 4 days after I trimmed it. It's in better shape, it looks nicer, it doesn't look as leggy. This is a nice plant. I only wish that I'd chosen a nicer cultivar. Tea leaf plants come in so many nice colors and variations. And this is how I propagate the plant. I use a recycled bucket of water. I fill it up a couple of inches of just plain tap water. Hawaii's water isn't hard. I've been to California and Las Vegas and their tap water is very hard. Hawaii only has, I think, chloride in it. The bill to add fluoride in it was defeated, thank goodness. Anyways, when I cut the plant for propagation, the part that's going in the water, I cut at a diagonal for increased water absorption. The portion of the plant that's going to be sticking out of the water, I just cut it crosswise to decrease water loss. You get the idea. The propagation that's going into the water gets cut at an angle to increase water absorption. The part that's going to be sticking out of the water, cut it at a cross section so he'll decrease the water loss. When I first started propagating tea leaves and dracaenas, I used to put wax on the open end to decrease the water loss, just like you do when you propagate lucky bamboo. But I found out that it doesn't really matter when you do it with dracaenas or cordylines. They'll take root and they always take root. Then place your cuttings in bright indirect light, not indirect light, and change the water so it doesn't grow anything foul. This is a few dracaena cuttings that I propagated from a tree down the slope. I've been having it sit in water for about maybe a week, and already you can see that they're developing root buds. Since dracaenas and Hawaiian tea leaves are so easy to propagate, I reuse my old soils that I took out of old pots that I repotted. I just refreshen it. I usually put in more perlite because I don't know what happens to the perlite. Because I always put more perlite because drainage is always an issue. But actually, dracaenas and Hawaiian tea leaves can grow in mud, in clay, but I want the plant to grow the best it can so it can look the best it can. I also been using Hawaiian volcanic cinder in all my plant mixes. This is to increase the aeration and increase the drainage. After putting paper at the bottom of the pot, I put a layer of gravel for drainage. Then I begin to fill it up with my soil recipe, my soil mixture. I've grown very confident with my soil mixture, even though this is reused soil. I never add fertilizer to the mix because I usually fertilize the plant about a week or 2 after it's been sitting in the new soil. I already have a pot of this type of Hawaiian tea leaf So I'm gonna make a new pot. This is the Dracaena that I showed you a little while ago. The root buds have formed roots. This is about a week or maybe 2 weeks after I showed you the root buds. A friend of mine asked for a plant to put on the porch of her apartment, so I'm excited, and I'm gonna try and make her a few selections that are nice and a little creative. Since I'm always propagating plants, I have quite a large selection to choose from. The requirements is that about once a week she flies for a couple days to her parents on Kauai. So the plant is going to be able to handle a period of not being watered. And also her porch has a couple of hours of direct sunlight, so the plant is going to have to tolerate direct sunlight. I love problem solving. Dracaenas and cordyline can handle full sun, and they can handle a period of dryness. It's difficult to make two plants look good in one pot, so I have a few other plants that I'm propagating, and I'm going to make a few selections for her to choose from, and here they are. This is the first one. This is the one you saw me work on. This is with one Dracaena and two of the Hawaiian teas, and those miniature tea leaves, those were rescues. This is her next choice. These are two Dracaenas and two tea leaves, and on the bottom I have spider plants, and spider plants don't usually like direct light, but they can handle direct light, and once the Dracaena and the Hawaiian teas fill out, they're not going to have to handle direct light, and this is going to look good when they have the spiderlings come out. This is her third choice, and I love this choice because it has two different type of Hawaiian teas. This one is almost fuchsia, and I like this painted tea. It's not actual painted. I told my friend that I have a couple of painted teas that I think will look good in front of her house, but she didn't want artificially painted. This is just a natural variegation of the plant. And look at the fuchsia. I don't know why I didn't choose this fuchsia tea leaf to plant all over my house. But this combination with the spiderlings, with the spider plant on the bottom, will look nice. This is my favorite creation that I had in my mind when I thought to combine. I actually went out to buy these. These are different variegations of Hawaiian tea leaf plants, and on the bottom there's royals. It's the same shape, has the same type of varigations, so it'll look good, and they can handle full sun. But look, these two plants back to back, if somebody looks at it, they're gonna think, are this from the same plant? I mean, the one on the right has pink to it, the one on the left is white and yellow, and it can't be the one on the bottom because it's a really dark color. So this grabs a lot of interest, especially for a front door plant. And you know, if it's somehow this plant walks away, well, these are all propagated, and you know, I think this version is beautiful. Thank you for watching my video. Please like this video, please subscribe to my channel, and feel free to leave a comment below. I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope you were able to pick up some ideas and learn from my trials and errors. And thank you very much. Aloha.